So,
I think that's kind of a faulty premise, though. Like, I think that's, I mean, just like you, No Face mentioned something about him saying effective communication. Like you and Nicole mentioned, like, oh, well, that's not enough to use in the real world. But I think that's huge to use in the real world. And I don't think we should let individual experiences prevent a healthy coming out of prison to be able to experience something different.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's not what I said. Okay,
I,
I just said, I just said.
I didn't say you said anything.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Calm down, No
He's
Face.
going into his face for a minute.
Yo, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, no, that's a fair, because I don't want to put it like what No Face describes as uh, women or wildebeest is what is the only thing to expect out here. But I do just want to put a little reality into. Say it again.
That's your feedback. Okay.
Oh, that's mine. So
He said women are wildebeest.
oh god.
He used that terminology.
Not to their face, but on this show, yes. Yes. Why do you use that
No,
terminology?
no, I
Face?
do.
Do you want
I
to
do. When they're
explain?
a wildebeest is a wild beast. A lot. So it's a play on women being out of control.
Mm.
And these wildebeest, when I refer to a wildebeest, these are their society is creating them through through the lack of accountability and through the entitlement that that the government bestows upon the women that is not just, and it's for a higher agenda, but it has created a society of wildebeest, what I refer to as wildebeest, which is wild women.
That child is going to get all that love and nothing more and nothing less. And that child is going to grow up to have a bright future. Majority of the children would grow up to have a brighter future. Because they're going to nurture all that what they love.
Right, right. And you're not wrong about any of that. I just think that we're not at that stage right now. I think for me, because I'm very thoughtful about these things too, and I appreciate your take on it. But for me, I think we got a system that needs to be shaken up a little bit and need to be broken down. So we can't do that with the nurturing and caring right now. We have to. I mean, for me, I'm not even saying an absolute, but we're not at the point where we even have the trust of these women to be in a position to nurture them and talk sweet to them. I think that um, that's where that's what they're getting too much coddling. And when I'm talking about I'm talking more specifically about the quote unquote wildebeest, the wild crazy woman that's running, that's imposing her will and her power upon men at the destruction of not only herself but the man and the family. So
I
so I feel you what you're saying. I think the system got to get shaken up and rocked a little bit before we can get to that nurturing and build. I think you got to break shit down before you can build it back up because this ain't our shit. We didn't build this. We got to break their shit down and then build our shit back up. If that makes sense.
I tend to agree with you, Eugene, in terms of. Can you hear me? I tend to agree with Eugene in the sense that love is always going to bring in more love. I mean, just being loving to one another, being kinder to one another. I think humanity as a whole can always use more of that. And I think that that's a great point of how we start. It's like where we keep talking about where do we start and how do we, do better. It's, like Gandhi said, like be the change you want to see in the world, like that's where we start with ourselves.
Yeah.